Okay, sorry, let me just send the link to Manak because she hasn't signed in. Okay, so I sent her the link. Yeah, so we talked about these adverbs: extremely, really, absolutely, incredibly, very, fairly. We also agreed that very and really, I mean, they're a bit overused. So if you can use another one, it doesn't mean you shouldn't use them at all, but maybe you can make your English a little colorful by using other ones. You don't have to only use very and really. So we talked about that. And we also understood the difference between a gradable adjective and a strong adjective. So we know the difference now. We finished this part. After that, we also did this part about showing concern, giving advice, and responding to advice. I think also Ihab talked a lot about the social problems in Libya.
Yes.
And he talked about what a nightmare it is to be married. And so he talked about that. And we talked about some advice. And we also saw some of the problems here, the problem that Rebecca is having with her husband and their child. Who can remind me what the problem was? Sumaya, can you remember what the problem with Charlie and Rebecca was? Can you remember?
No.
You can't remember?
No.
Were you here in our last lesson, or did
No,
you?
no. I left the last class. I left the last class.
You went in the last lesson. You weren't here, you mean? That's okay. Okay, Sana, what do you remember from Rebecca and Charlie's problem? Can you remember anything?
Yes, I remember Rebecca and Charlie. Rebecca asked Charlie to give her money, and she spent a lot of money for her children and her home. And Charlie annoyed because she spent a lot of money. And even there is another problem. Charlie feel insomnia and
you mean Charlie has insomnia?
Insomnia, yes, because his son woke up in the maybe I don't know how times he woke up in the night.
You mean how many times he woke up?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, correct. Yeah, these were the two
problems.
problems.
They asked their friends to advise them to solve this problem, maybe.
Correct. That's right. And what advice did Lisa give to Rebecca? Can you remember the advice she gave her?
Maybe Lisa will take the Harry and will let Rebecca and Charlie go out maybe for dinner or something like that.
Okay, yeah. So she offered to babysit Harry.
Yes.
Correct. And what did Andy advise Charlie to do? What did he tell him to do?
I think the same thing. To reservation or to booking in restaurant and invite his wife for meal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So he advised him to take out his wife to a
Yes.
nice restaurant, maybe for a
Yes.
nice meal. Mm,
Yes.
true, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we did, and that's what we heard in the conversation. We can hear it again, but before we listen to the conversation again, I want you to answer, or at least guess, because maybe you're not sure, but I want you to guess if these sentences from the first conversation, if they are true or false. So the first one, it says, the baby wakes up 2 or 3 times every night. Is this true or false? What do you think, Sana?
I hear 4 to 5 times, not 2 to 3. I don't know. It's good. I hear okay or no.
Okay, so do you want true or false?
False.
True. I think true.
Okay, so Sumaya thinks true.
Because I hear from 4 to 5 times, I think. I don't,
Okay,
I'm not sure.
no problem, because we will listen again and check, so don't worry.
Okay.
Now, what about the second sentence? Rebecca and Charlie are arguing more than usual.
Yes.
You think it's
True.
true? It's true?
Yes. True, yes.
Okay. And part C, Rebecca thinks Charlie is spending too much money.
No, false.
False. Okay. And Lisa thinks that Rebecca and Charlie should have 2 evenings off a week. What do you think? Is that true?
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay, so let's answer it as if it's true, and then we'll see.
Okay.
Okay, what about the second conversation here? It says, Andy thinks that Rebecca and Charlie should sleep in separate rooms.
Walaikum salam.
Alaikum salam. Hi, how are you today?
Good, alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm late.
No problem. We're just checking the true-false sentences from the conversation, the one that we did last time, if you remember, where Rebecca was telling Lisa about her problems, and the same thing with her husband, Charlie, when he was talking to Andy about some of the problems he had. So here, I think Sana and Sumaya are trying to guess what they remember, at least from the conversation, because we're going to listen. We're going to listen to it again. So we're just trying to guess which answers are true or false. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, because I didn't listen it last time. The power is cut at the end of the lecture, so sorry.
Okay. So it means you won't be of any use to Sana and Sumaya. You're useless in this exercise.
Yeah.
Okay. So this means don't rely on her. Don't depend on her. Just ignore her. Okay.
Okay. Even Sumaya, I think that he didn't attend the.
So both of them are useless. So now you're doing the exercise alone.
Yes.
Okay. So what about this one? Andy thinks that. Remember, you can just guess. By the way, Sana, if you're not sure.
Okay.
You can answer anything. If you're really not sure, answer anything. It's okay. But the thing is, it's really nice when you make a guess and then you find it's correct.
Correct.
It's a good feeling. So that's why I think it's good to get guesses first. If they're right, that's great. If they're not, so what? Because it's just a guess. What do you think about this one?
I think true.
You think it's true? Okay.
Yes.
And Charlie thinks Rebecca buys too many things for herself.
Not for herself, for her children, her son and home. I think false.
Okay, so it's not for herself, it's for her child or their child and the house. Andy doesn't think Charlie will lose his job. What do you think? Do you remember a part where they talked about their jobs?
Yeah.
If you're not sure, make any guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Shall we say true?
Yes.
Okay. And last one, it says, Andy thinks Charlie should take Rebecca on holiday. Is that right?
Not on holiday. I think inviting the meal or.
Yeah, just a dinner. Just a dinner.
Yeah.
So this means false. All right, let's confirm these answers. Let's go to the listening track. So this is track 15. Okay, let's go to track 13. Is it 13 or 15? 15, okay. So, track 15, CD1, track 15. Okay, where is it? Here it is. Okay. So let's check. Let's listen.
Track 15. Conversation 1.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Yes.
Here you are, Lisa. 1 sugar. Thanks, Rebecca. Where's Harry?
Oh, he's having his afternoon nap.
Right. You look a bit stressed. Is everything okay?
Well, Charlie and I are having a difficult time at the moment.
Oh, dear. What's the matter?
Harry isn't sleeping very well. He wakes up 4 or 5 times every night, which means Charlie and I wake up too, of course. The trouble is, Charlie finds it difficult to get back to sleep, so he's always absolutely shattered the next day.
I can see why you're upset. That must be really difficult.
Yes, it is. And when Charlie gets home from work, he's really exhausted and fed up. So we're arguing a lot more than we usually do.
Oh, dear, what a shame.
What should I do, Lisa?
Well, have you tried talking to him about it?
Yes, but we just end up having another argument. Then he tells me I'm spending too much money and starts getting really angry at me.
Oh, how awful.
But I only buy things we need for the house and for the baby, of course.
Perhaps you ought to spend more time together. You know, just the 2 of you. I think you need at least 1 evening off a week.
Yes, you could be right. I'll talk to Charlie when he gets home.
I'd be happy to babysit for you if you like.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Lisa. Thanks a lot. Uh-oh. Sounds like someone's woken up. Back in a minute.
Conversation 2.
Charlie, have you got the file for the Bradley account?
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Thanks. Are you okay? You look exhausted.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just having trouble sleeping these days, that's all.
I'm sorry to hear that. What's the problem?
Well, Harry isn't sleeping very well. He wakes us up in the middle of the night, then we can't get back to sleep.
Maybe you should sleep in separate rooms. You know, just till Harry's sleeping better. Then you won't wake up so often.
Well, it's worth a try, I guess. But it's not just that. Rebecca's spending too much money. Not on herself, but she buys lots of things for the house and the baby that we just don't need.
Well, why don't you talk to her about it?
I've tried that. But we just start arguing again. And then she tells me I'm working too hard, which is probably true. But I've heard that some people are going to lose their jobs soon. and I don't want to be one of them.
Yes, I see what you mean. But I really don't think you're going to lose your job. The company needs you.
Thanks, Andy. That's good to hear. So what do you think I should do?
Well, I'd take her out for a really nice meal, you know? Just the two of you. That's what Fiona and I do when we're having problems, and it's always really helpful.
Yes, that's a good idea. I might try that. Thanks, Andy.
No problem. Good luck.
Cheers. Actually, I'll call her now.
Hi.
Hi, honey, it's me. Look, do you think we could get a babysitter this evening?
Okay. So let's start with the first one. Is it true? Do you think it's true? Does the baby wake up 2 or 3 times every night?
No, false.
False.
From 4 to 5 times.
5 times, yeah.
Okay. All right. And what about B? Rebecca and Charlie are arguing more than usual. Is this true?
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. What about C?
Yeah, true.
Does Rebecca think Charlie is spending too much?
No, I think it's true. False, not true.
False, yeah.
Okay. So it's false. So this means the answer is correct. Okay. And what about D? Lisa
it's
thinks
false.
False, yes.
Yeah, have one evening.
One evening.
Correct. Yeah, she said one evening should help. She didn't say 2. Correct.
Yes.
What about E here? Andy thinks, what do you think? Should they sleep in separate rooms?
Yeah, they
true,
mentioned,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Because Harry is waking up too often. So maybe, until Harry stops waking up so much. What about F?
F, false, yes.
False,
False, yeah.
For the house, right?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you all?
Hi, Malak.
Fine, thanks. And you?
We are okay. We're just we're doing here the from last time when we heard. Were you here last time? Did you attend the lesson, Malak?
Yes, we hear something about Charlie and
Yes, exactly. It's about
Rebecca.
Charlie and Rebecca. Yeah. So we're just doing the true and false here about them. And I think most of our guesses were correct, I think. Maybe a few of them need changing, but most of them are correct. Okay, and what about G?
True, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true. Andy told him, the company needs you, don't worry, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the last one? Is it true?
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, the false answer is correct.
Yeah.
What's the difference between true and correct? Or is it the same?
the same, I think.
The same.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same, but sometimes you need to use one of them.
Maybe in this situation, you should choose correct, not true.
Yeah.
Because if you say true, this meaning is not like H, is not false, it's true. And the answer is true, not
Yeah, it means your answer is not correct.
Yeah.
So this means that maybe the right expression is that it's correct. Your answer is correct. I think that's the right way to say it. Your answer is correct. Okay, very nice. So this means your guesses, Sana, you only had one guess wrong, right? Or
yes.
Two? How many? 1 or 2?
I think
Just
one. Number D, yes?
Yeah, I think just D. Oh, which is good. This means you have a good memory, right, Sana?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
And maybe the situation and when he have tell the story for research about them, maybe that's why
everybody was paying attention to our sad realities, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so very nice. So this means our answers are correct. That's good news. So we can move on to our next exercise. So here, in part B, listen again. Okay, we did this. Compare sentences, correct false sentences. We also did this now. We corrected our sentences. Okay, so we can go to number 4. So in number 4 here, what we want to do is basically we want to put all the expressions in the right group. Okay, so we actually have 3 groups. We have the giving advice group, we have the responding to advice group, and we have the showing concern group. All right, these are our 3 groups. But this means we have to check the examples first to decide what are these. Do you think this is giving advice? Do you think this is responding to advice? Do you think this is showing concern? What is it? We have to decide. All right, so take a minute. Take a look at all these examples in group 1 and take a look at group 2 and also take a look at group 3. And then tell me, what do you think each one should be? So the giving advice group, do you think it's number 1? Do you think it's number 2? Or do you think it's number 3? What do you think?
Number 2.
Correct. But why?
Because she telling her, do you talk to him? Do you want to spend more time together? So she giving her an advice or giving him an advice.
Correct. Especially with expressions like you ought to, you should, why don't you, right? Or have you tried blah, 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 right? Like a suggestion, have you tried something? I take her out. So this is a kind of using would. So here the person is saying what he would do if he had the same situation, right? I would take her out. So for example, if someone complains that I'm having trouble at work, so you can say, I'd look for a new job, right? So you're telling them what you would do in his place. Do you get the idea? So يعني in Arabic, how can we say this? Like, I take her out for a nice meal. How can we do this بالليبي يعني؟ كيف تكون شكلها؟
لو في إمكانك أو
لو في إمكانك.
كان أنا راهو درت.
Yes, that's it. I think that's exactly the Libyan expression. كان في إمكانك كان أنا راني كذا كان أنا راهو. I think the problem is كان أنا راهو كذا. This is a little closer to the third conditional. But here this one isn't really third conditional. I take her out. This is a bit like the second conditional. كان في إمكانك ناخدها لكذا. ناخدها بش خدات. Do you get the idea? Make it in the present. I think that's the only. Don't make it in the past, because if you make it in the past, this shows regret, something that you can't change anymore. Do you get the idea?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Very nice. So the first group. This is the first group, giving advice. Now, what about responding? Which
number 3?
3?
Number 3. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's right. But why do you think this is the right response? This is the right one.
Because the answer is about advice.
Correct.
Yes. These meanings mean that.
Correct. You can see that the person answering, he kind of agrees with the advice, right? So the person agrees that the advice is, maybe it's a good idea to try this. Okay, very nice. And this means concern is the first group, right?
Yeah, yes. Showing concern.
Yeah. So this is showing concern. Does concern always mean worry or not always? Do you think it always means worry?
No.
What does it
Sometimes
mean
no.
when we say concern?
It's like feeling sorry about the situation or something.
Okay, so this means it's not always concern. Can we say it's sometimes care?
Yeah.
Yes. So concern, it can be worry. You can sometimes use it for worrying, but you can also sometimes use it to show care, right? So because usually most people translate concern, they translate it like worry, but it's not always worry. If you see here in these examples, how awful, oh dear, what's the matter? It looks like it's a mix of worry and care. I don't know. We don't have the same word in Arabic, I think, concern. Because
نوع
usually
من المواساة.
فخلطة من الاهتمام ومن القلق.
Yes.
ما عندناش كلمة زيها بالضبط ممكن في ليبيا يعني ما أعرف. لأن إحنا ديما القلق حاجة سلبية. It means something bad will happen to you, right? ما نستعملوش فيها كنوع من الاهتمام. أن قلق ممكن الأمهات طبيعي الأم يعني في حيكون عندها قلق أحيانا على إصغارها. يعني زي concern يعني أعتقد نفس المعنى. Anyways, my point is concern is a mix between worry and care. This is the point. All right, so now we know 3 different ways of using these expressions to keep a conversation going. So if your friend has a problem, you can always give advice. And if you have a problem and you're asking your friend for advice, you can respond to this advice, right? But I think before you give advice, it's always good to show concern, right? You should show your friend that you care. Show them that they're important for you. So this is the idea here. And we also have a conversation. We have an exercise where we get to use these expressions. So let's go to that conversation. So we still have a grammatical question. Let me just check. Here it is. Okay, let's do the grammatical question first. So now we know what group each group is, but the question says here, which verb form comes after the phrases in bold? So let's take a look at the phrases in bold. Have you tried? And ought to, should sleep, why don't you talk, I take. Okay, so let's answer this question part B. Which verb forms did we use after them?
Present simple.
Usually when they ask you which verb form, I think they just want you to say...
Infinitive.
Okay.
All of them infinitive?
No.
No.
With ing, verb with ing.
All of them verb with ing?
No.
No.
Okay, which is which? Which one used the ing and which one used the infinitive?
The first one, have you tried talking?
Correct. So this expression or this phrase, have you tried, if you use it to give advice, you should use verb plus ing after it. That's the rule. Have you tried going to a doctor? Have you tried doing exercise? Have you tried watching movies? Have you tried taking a course? Have you tried so on, right? So this is the idea. If you want to give advice, you can use have you tried. All right, but the other ones, if you notice, all of them are followed by infinitive, right? So ought to, infinitive, should, infinitive, why don't you, infinitive, and I take her, infinitive. right? So this means if we want to answer this question, which verb forms, I think verb plus ing only with have you tried, but the rest of them we just use the infinitive and the other phrases. Okay, so these are the verb forms we used in this group. Now, this is also a nice question. So let's say you're asking for advice. Let's imagine you're asking for advice, okay? So fill in the gaps with I should or should I. So we have two different ways of using should here with I. So where do we put the first one and where do we put the second one?
The first one is what
I think
should
the
I
second
do?
in a question.
Both are questions.
Yeah.
Both are questions.
What I should do and what should I do?
I think the first one or the second
should
one.
I?
What do you think I should do?
Should do.
Okay, and the first one?
No, and the second one.
What should I? The first one, what should I?
What should I? Yes.
So you're saying that where do you want me to put this? Here?
What
or
should
here?
I do? Yes, what should I do?
No.
This one?
The first.
No. Yeah.
Here?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And should I? Is it here?
Yes.
That's right, actually, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do? What should I do? And what do you think I should do? Right? So it depends how you use it. So you need to be a little careful. If you want to ask advice with should, choose one of these, okay? But be careful with how you use should and how you use I. Let me take you to the revision here, the summary. Let's see if we have any tips. I don't think we have, but let's take a look. Maybe there's something worth checking. This is 21. Let's take a look. Okay, here it is. Okay, so we just have them in the correct. Okay, so this means your first answer is correct. This group is the concern group, showing concern, the first one. Then we have the giving advice group, like you said, and the responding to advice. Okay, so this part is fine. Then we have 3 tips. Let's see the first one. This is also correct. This is what you said. So have you tried is the only one with verb plus ing. Have you tried? But all the others we use infinitive. So ought to infinitive, should infinitive, why don't you infinitive, I'd infinitive, perhaps you ought to spend infinitive, we should, what should I do? Let's see. No tips. Okay, so there's nothing new. I thought we need to check it if there's anything new. Nothing new here. We can go back. So this means that this part is clear. We know how to use, how to show concern, how to give advice, and how to respond to it. But before we do the exercise, there's this nice part, which is intonation. So of course, with intonation, we did it in so many different ways. One of them is to sound polite. Another way of using intonation is to make it clear that you're asking a question. There are so many ways we can use intonation. But this time, we want to use intonation to sound concerned. Okay, before we listen, I'm curious. I want to see, how do you think we should show concern? Or here in Libya, when we want to show concern with our voice, not with our word, but with our voice, what do we do? How do we talk? Who can imitate the intonation? Who can say something and maybe make us think that he's concerned, or or worried about this? Who can try this? Would you like to try, Hajar? Use any sentence, Arabic or English.
Okay.
But the point is, I want you to show concern.
Show concern.
Yeah, what does it mean, show concern?
يعني تبين اهتمامك بالشخص أو.
Correct, exactly. So let's say I come to you and I say
مثلا بالليبي.
Yeah, بالليبي.
نقول لا ما تلبسش هذا. فإن مثلا جو برد برا أو شيء فيكون intonation عالي في بداية الجملة.
I think this sounds a little more like imperative. Do you know the imperative?
Yeah.
What you did is very good for the imperative.
Yeah.
Don't go out. Don't smoke here. Do your homework. Finish your food. This is the kind of thing that mothers usually do to their children, or teachers maybe do to children. But this doesn't sound concerned. Actually, it doesn't sound concerned at all. Let's see someone else who can guess. But it's a good one. At least you did the imperative correctly. Okay, let's see Malak. Maybe Malak can sound concerned. Remember, to sound concerned, you need to be sympathetic. Do you know this word, sympathetic?
No.
To show sympathetic?
No.
To show sympathy. Who knows this word, sympathy and sympathetic? Sympathetic. Hajar, maybe you know this word, sympathetic. When we say he's a very sympathetic person. Sana, have you heard of this word, sympathetic?
No.
No, I hear it before, but I don't know exactly.
Okay, so a sympathetic person is a person who reacts with us when we tell them about our pain or our problems. They sympathize with us. They are understanding. So, for example, if you say, I failed my test. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Don't worry, I'm sure you can do better in the next test. It's okay, it wasn't your fault. I'm sure you studied really hard. This happens to everyone, this happens to all of us. I failed my test twice too before. Do you get the idea? So what do we call this in Arabic?
متعاطف.
Yes, exactly. So sympathetic is the adjective of sympathy. Sympathy اللي هو التعاطف. Sympathy. ففي الإنجليزية concerned, sounding concerned, لازم فيها عامل الsympathy. لازم في عامل التعاطف مع صاحب الشكوى. تعاطف معاه. Do you get the idea?
This meaning the annotation should be maybe low, not high.
Probably yes. على عكس الفريندلي والبولايت صح؟ لو تتذكروا لما تكلمنا على الانتونيشنز الفريندلي والبولايت كان هاي أكتر اللي هو مثلا زي الويتر في الريستورانت.
It's when oh sorry, so, yeah, it become lower.
Yeah, it's a little lower. It's kind of gentle and slow. It's slower, it's lower, and it's a bit gentle. It's opposite of the friendly, actually, if you think of it. Because in a friendly intonation, for example, if a waiter wants the customers to order, he could say something like, "Are you ready to order, sir?" No. You know, it goes up. This is friendly, or you know. But here it's kind of. So it goes low, sort of. It's the opposite. It's the mother sound when children come to the mother and they cry, oh, I hurt my, finger or something. The mother would, hug her child and say, it's okay, don't worry. This kind of intonation. It's kind of a mother, grandmother intonation, I think. But let's see if someone can imitate it. Let's ask a mother. Let's see. Malak, maybe you're the best one who can do it here.
No. No, I can't. Maybe Sana.
No, I am single, not married.
Yes.
This is good.
To say to your mother.
Malak, you have children, and you can act, not me.
But Sana, this is good. This is good practice, Sana. So you can practice before you get children. Okay, so it's a bit difficult, by the way. It's not. I don't think it's very easy. But now, if you hear it, once you hear it on the track, it becomes clear. You'll think, okay, this is easy. I can do it.
Okay.
So let me play it for you. This way, it'll be much easier to imitate it after we listen.
1. A. Track 16.
Oops, sorry. Let me explain the exercise first. So with each sentence, we're going to hear it twice, okay? But what we want to do is we want to circle the one that we think sounds more concerned, okay? So maybe it's A, maybe it's B, it depends. We have to decide, of course. But the first one is already answered, okay? So this means A, the first one we'll hear, the first person, this is the concerned person. The other person is not concerned. So we can see the difference here. So with number 1, the first one is the concerned one. So let's listen to number 1 here.
1. A.
Oh dear, what's the matter?
B.
Oh dear, what's the matter?
2.
Okay, did you see the difference?
Yeah.
What do you think the difference is?
Without intonation, number 2. B.
Yeah, number 2 is a little flat, right? No. This is the second one. But the first one, oh dear, there was a bit of a stress on dear. What's the matter? So there's more intonation. Okay, now let's see number 2. You tell me which one sounds more concerned.
A.
I can see why you're upset.
B.
I can see why you're upset.
Which one sounds more concerned?
A.
Okay, let's choose A.
No, number 2.
Number 2.
Sorry, number 2 is below. Okay, let's see number 3.
3. A.
Oh dear, what a shame.
B.
Oh dear, what a shame.
B.
B.
B. Okay.
4. A.
Oh, how awful.
B.
Oh, how awful.
I think B.
B.
Okay.
5. A.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
B.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
A.
And last one.
6. A.
Yes, I see what you mean.
B.
Yes, I see what you mean.
B.
B.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not really lower. I don't know what it is. Is it lower or higher? I'm not sure, but I think you can spot it. Once you hear it, you know which one. Because all of these are correct. Your answers are correct. So this means we know how to identify, or we know how to feel when someone is concerned or sounds concerned and when someone doesn't sound concerned. Okay, now we're going to listen to the phrases in the previous page, the ones that we finished. But this time we will try to imitate. Is it for A? Does it say for A? Yeah. So we're going to listen to this part, the one about showing concern. So this means the concern group, this one. But I also want you to repeat. We'll try to imitate as much as we can. So let me repeat this and let's check.
Oh dear, what's the matter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, what's the matter?
What's the matter?
Mm-hmm.
I can see why you're upset.
I can see
why you are
upset.
you're upset.
Yeah, it's a little slower, right? It's a little slow.
Yeah.
It's slower than
Yeah.
saying, I can see why you're upset. So I can see why you're upset. There's a bit of stressing and I think slowing down maybe a bit.
Oh dear, what a shame.
Oh dear.
Oh dear,
What a shame.
what a shame.
Oh, how awful.
Oh,
How awful.
Yeah. So if this is probably a response to something really bad. You crashed your car. I don't know. Something like that. Something bad.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry,
to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Yes,
Yes,
I see what I mean. You mean.
Talking to him about it.
Oops, sorry. Okay, I see what you mean is correct. So this is the concern group. The other ones, I think we can skip them. Or let's do the other ones too. Let's see.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Okay, we did this. So now it's the other group.
Have you tried talking to him about it?
Have you tried
talking to him about it?
Perhaps you ought to spend more time together.
Perhaps you
ought to spend more time together.
Maybe you should sleep in separate rooms.
Maybe you should sleep in separate rooms.
Why don't you talk to her about it?
Why don't
you talk to her about it?
Okay, sorry, the track is moving on its own. Let me take it back a bit.
I'd take her out for a really nice meal.
I
take her out for a really nice meal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you could be right.
Yes, you could be right.
You could be right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's worth a try, I guess.
Well,
it's
worth a try, I guess.
I've tried that, but we just start arguing again.
I've tried that, but we just start arguing again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yes, that's a good idea.
I might try that.
I might try that.
Okay. I think you get the point. All right, now we want to use all of these different responses, giving advice, responding to advice, and also the last one, showing concern. So we want to use all of them. We want to use them to complete this conversation. Now, the idea is they've given you prompts. So whenever you find the word prompt, who can tell me what prompt means, by the way, when we say use the prompts? What do you think it means? If you take a look at the example, I think it's kind of clear now. Can you see this? This is a prompt. It means like it's a missing sentence or a sentence which is incomplete, and you have to fix it. Do you get the idea? You have to make it correct. You make it right. So what matter? So it's what's the matter? So these prompts are actually from number 4A, the ones that we were reading now. This is where they come from. Do you get the idea? So we have to complete the prompts. It means they're missing a few words. So I'm just going to underline all the prompts you have in this exercise, because these are the ones that we need to complete. Okay, so, so I'm just going to mark them for you. And then you can, so this is another one. Okay, so let's start with the first conversation, the one between Tim and Bob. So Malak, you can be Tim.
Okay.
And maybe Sana, you can be Bob.
Okay.
My girlfriend and I have...
But sorry, start from the beginning so you know the context of the story.
Bob.
Okay.
Yes, Bob.
Me, Bob, yes?
Yeah.
Hi,
Tim.
Hi, Tim. You look terrible. What's the matter?
My girlfriend and I have had a big argument.
Oh dear. I am sorry to hear that.
And now she won't answer my calls. What can I do?
Another one? Not can.
What should I do?
Yes.
Okay. Perhaps you ought to write her an email to say sorry.
Well, it worked to try. It worked to try.
You have to. Yes, go ahead, Hazer.
Well, you were to try, I guess.
Again?
Well, you were to try, I guess.
Not exactly.
Well,
it worked to try, or she worked to try.
It's not she.
You
need to use it.
It worked to try, yeah.
But I think you need to change the verb form of try.
Tried. It worked to tried.
Tried.
It worked to tried. I guess.
Here, take a look. You need to use it like a noun. It's worth a try. This means, it's worth a try.
I guess.
Yeah, but there's another one. It's not written, but you can also say it's worth trying. It's worth a try. It's worth trying. I think both of them are correct. حتى لو استعملنا اللي هو بدل a try, if we use trying, because trying is a gerund. عادة ing phrases they're a bit like nouns. You can use them sometimes like nouns. So this means both answers are correct. You can say it's worth a try, it's worth trying, but you cannot use the infinitive here. So you cannot say it's worth to try or it's worth trying. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back. It's worth a try, I guess.
Yes, Bob. Where?
And I'll send her some flower. I will.
Does this mean, do you think Bob will send Tim's girlfriend flowers? Is that a good idea?
Maybe I would send her some flower.
Yes.
I would.
Okay, what's the difference between Bob saying I send her some flowers and I'll send her some flowers? What's the difference?
I would I will means maybe not now. I will, but I would means I don't know how to say it.
Okay. Actually, I would, it means if I were in your place. If I were in your place,
yeah.
I would do this, right? This is what it means. It doesn't mean يعني لو كنت في مكانك يعني لو كنت في مكانك هنبت لأن
I will.
ورد.
It will be I will.
So should we say I would or I will here?
I would, because
I would.
He is not girlfriend.
Yes. She's not Bob's girlfriend. She's Tim's girlfriend. Correct. Okay, Tim.
Okay. Yes, that's good idea. I have tried that, or I might. I might tried that.
Correct.
Yes.
That's it. Yes, that's a good idea. I might try that. All right, nice. Good.
It can be I would try that.
I would no.
Maybe I have tried.
No, if you've tried that معناها خلاص انت جربتي الموضوع هذا already. جربتيه لكن انت مازال ما جربتيش شيء. يعني تم مازال ما جربش الاقتراح ان حيعطيها ورد. Flowers, right? So I might try that. So he's thinking about it. He thinks it's a good idea. فممكن يجرب يعني. I might try that. Okay, nice. Now let's do. Okay, so Hajar and Ihab, are you there? Can you hear us, Ihab? Or are you driving?
Yeah.
Okay, can you see the book?
Yes.
All right, so what we're doing is this one. I don't know if you can answer it, but give it a try, okay?
Yes.
So Mia and Liz. So there are some sentences which you need to complete. Okay, so Hajar, you can start. You can be Mia.
Okay. Look at this planet. It's dying, isn't it?
Is it a plant or is it a planet?
Planet.
What's the difference between a planet and a plant?
Plant means
planet is the earth, maybe. Or
yeah.
Okay. And what are they talking about here?
Plant.
Which one has it? Plant or planet?
Planet.
Plant.
Here it's a plant. Because a planet has an E. Planet. There's an E between the N and T. So this is just a plant. Okay, go ahead. Look at
Okay.
this plant.
Look at this plant. It's dying, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm. What do you think a good answer is here?
Yes. Yes. See what? Like that. Yeah.
But here you have to put something here.
Mm. Yes. Good idea. And keep them.
Can I try?
Yeah.
Yes, I see what you mean.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Mhm.
What do you think I should do?
Have you tried to give it more water?
Okay, that's kind of good. But instead, make the give, use it in the ing form. Mhm. Try again, yeah. Have you tried?
Have you tried to give it more time?
Not to
It's,
give.
more,
Giving.
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 Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, can you do it again?
Have you tried? Have you tried?
Tried.
Tried.
Yes. Tried.
But why tried or give it?
Have you tried giving it? Have you tried giving it? Have you tried? This is a present perfect question. Have you tried? After that, you have to use a gerund. Have you tried giving it? Because also the verb try, you need to use ing after it. I tried talking to him. I tried listening to him. I tried sleeping after whatever. Do you get the idea? So have you tried giving it? Because the rule, if you go back, do you see this? So this means if you use this expression, have you tried, you have to use an ing, verb ing after have you tried. So that's the answer. Okay, so have you tried?
Given it more time, it's more water.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I tried. I tried that. Or yes, I tried that.
Is it I tried that or I've tried that?
I've tried.
I've tried that.
Mhm. Correct. But it
But it
didn't work.
didn't work.
Okay, Liz.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, why are you put in a bigger pot? Yeah. What? Why?
Let me show you. Can you see this?
Why don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you?
So.
Why don't you put it in a bigger pot?
That's it. Why don't you put it in a bigger pot? Okay, and Mia?
Yes, it could be right. Thanks for the advice.
Is it could be right or?
It have to be. Yeah, you could be right.
Yes, because her friend gave her the advice, right? So you could be right. Yes, you could be right. Okay, let's practice these one more time and let's change the order. So maybe for the first one, okay, so Ihab and Malak can do the first one. So Malak, you're Bob and Ihab is Tim. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So you can start. Hi, Tim. Malak, you're Bob.
Yes, I know. Yes. Hi, Tim. You look terrible. What's the matter?
My girlfriend and I have had a big argument.
So dear. I'm sorry to hear that.
And now she won't answer my calls. What do you
Should.
what should I do?
Perhaps you perhaps you ought to perhaps you ought to write her an email to say sorry.
Well, I will to try.
Not
Or,
I. It's.
It's worth try.
You can use it's or I think that. That's worth a try or it's worth a try. Where is it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's, but you can also use that. Okay, it's worth a try, I guess. Can you repeat it? Well, it's worth a try, I guess.
Yeah. It's worth a try, I guess. Try it, I guess.
Okay, Bob.
And I may send her some flowers. I should.
Yes.
Malak,
this is good.
Is it might or is it should or is it?
I have.
Not have?
I might, maybe.
Try all the auxiliaries. Can, do, does, did.
No. I'd.
Yes, that's it.
I'd send her some flowers.
I'd send her some flowers, yes. Good.
Yes, this is good idea. I will try do I will I do try that. Or this is a good idea. I will try that.
No, it's yes. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
I might try that.
I might try that. I might try that. Thanks a lot.
All right, good. Okay, and the second conversation, Hajar and Sana, you can do it. So Hajar, you can be Liz, Sana can be Mia.
Okay. Look at this plant. It's dying. Isn't it?
Yes, I see what you mean.
What do you think I should do?
Have you tried to giving? Have you tried giving it more water?
Yes, I might try that, but it's
Again?
I might try that.
But the question, it's a yes/no question, right? She said, have you tried giving it more water?
Yes. I've tried that.
I've tried.
Okay. But it didn't work.
Well, why do you put it in a bigger boat?
Again?
Well, why do you
Is it do?
put it?
Don't.
Well, why you don't put it in a bigger boat?
Is it you don't or don't you?
Don't you? Yeah. Why don't you put it in a bigger boat?
Right.
Yes, you could be right. Thanks for the advice.
Okay. Okay, very nice. So these are just examples of, how to give advice, how to ask for advice, how to show concern. All of these are different ways to do that. Now, a little bit of strong and weak forms. We've already done this, but, we just want to listen to this conversation and circle the this time it's the opposite. This time we want to focus on the strong forms, not the weak. If you remember last time we did the weak forms, right? Do you remember it? When we did this exercise, we focused on the weak forms. Now it's the opposite. Now they want you to listen to the strong forms. Okay. So, but before we do that, let's just quickly play this table so you can hear both the strong and the weak, and you can hear the difference. So let's play that.
Do. D. You. Y. At. Ut. For. F. Of. And. N. To. T. Can. Can.
Okay. This is a little reminder of the strong and weak forms, but now we want to circle only the strong forms. So let's play this track, this conversation between Joe and Ed, and we want to circle the strong forms. So let's do that.
Which company do you work for?
It's called Getaway Holidays. I work for the owner.
Really? I'm thinking of going on holiday soon. Do you think you can get me a cheap flight?
Yes, maybe I can. Where do you want to fly to?
Well, my brother's working at a hotel in the Caribbean, and I'd like to go and see him.
Which hotel is he working at?
It's called the Island Palace. Do you know it?
Yes, I do. How long do you want to go for?
About 3 weeks if I can.
OK, I'll see what I can do for you. Text me.
So let's find the strong forms. Where are the strong forms?
Do you?
Do you? Yes.
Do you?
Are you sure?
Yeah,
The
do you
beginning?
can?
No, not from beginning.
Not from the beginning, the third one, the second one.
Here, this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's circle it.
Two. The
Can.
Can.
Maybe I can. Yes.
I can. Yeah.
Yes.
Where
Even do you want to fly it?
At working at hotel? No.
What did you say, Sana?
I think the same can. Do you want to fly to? I think do you?
Do, yeah.
Yes, do
The
you?
second,
And where do you
not the
want?
first one.
The third, yes.
No, not this one.
Not
Do
this
you want
one.
to fly to? The two, the second two.
This?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Which hotel is he working at?
At, yes.
Do you know
And do
it?
you know?
Do you know?
Yes,
Do
I
you?
do.
I do.
Yes, I do.
And how long do you? Do you?
Want how long do you want to go for?
I think do you want to go for?
No, I think.
I can. If I can.
I can.
And I can with the second. No, second I didn't hear.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, I didn't hear. Okay.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's take a look. Let's confirm this.
Okay.
And check the script. 22. Track 18. Here it is. Oops, I missed it. Here it is. Okay. Can you see it on the right side? The blue are strong and the pink are weak. So follow and listen, okay?
Track 18.
Okay.
Which company do you work for?
It's called Getaway Holidays. I work for the owner.
Really? I'm thinking of going on holiday soon. Do you think you can get me a cheap flight?
Yes, maybe I can. Where do you want to fly to?
Well, my brother's working at a hotel in the Caribbean and I'd like to go and see him.
Which hotel is he working at?
It's called the Island Palace. Do you know it?
Yes, I do. How long do you want to go for?
About 3 weeks if I can.
OK, I'll see what I can do for you. Text me.
That's difficult.
Actually,
but it's true. What should we say?
Not all of them.
No.
There are lots of mistakes.
Yes, especially do you.
Now, here's a rule. Do you is never stressed unless it's a yes/no answer. So, for example, do you like chocolate? Yes, I do. Do is stressed here in my answer, but in the question, it's not. Do you like chocolate? Do you like? It's not stressed. So if you start the question with a yes/no question, the beginning is not stressed, and even in the middle, where do you like to go? Where do you like to have your coffee? Where do you like to sleep at home? When do you like to sleep? So even in the middle, it's never stressed. It's only stressed if it's an answer to a yes/no question. Like here, can you see this? Here, can you see it? Yes, I do, because the woman, she asked him a yes/no question. She told him, "Do you know it? Do you know it?" And he said, "Yes, I do." So this is the idea. The same thing with can. Can is never stressed unless it's an answer to a yes/no question. For example, can you play the piano? Can you speak Japanese? Yes, I can. And dear, do you think you can get me a cheap flight? Do you think you can? So it's you can. do you think so? But because it's so fast, you know, you can't notice it. Do you think you can get me a cheap flight? Yes, maybe I can. So can. The same thing with for and to and at, because they're at the end of the sentence. Which company do you work for? I work for the owner. For the owner. For the owner. I work for the owner.
And you.
Yeah, the same thing with you. Here, I'll see what I can do for you, because it's in the end. It's the last word in the sentence. So you can
حتى البروناون في الموضوع خشن.
يعني. لكن حتى هو البروناونز في العادة not stressed. يعني strong form في الحقيقة strong form هو اللي أقل فيهم، يعني قليل استعمال الauxiliaries في سواء auxiliaries سواء pronouns بطبيعتهم ما هماش مهمات في معنى الجملة، ففي الغالب ماشيات في الويك فورم، إلا في الاستثناءات هذه اللي موضحينها بالأزرق. الحاجات اللي بتكون stressed هي في العادة verbs, nouns, adverbs. These are usually stressed. Auxiliaries and pronouns, they're not usually stressed. Okay? So this is a little reminder of strong and weak forms. All right, so I think we can move on because we finished this exercise. We did it correctly. Compare, when do we use the word? Okay, we did this, we talked about this. When do we use the strong forms? So we only use the strong forms at the end of the sentence, or if it's a yes-no answer to a yes-no question, in the short answer of yes-no questions. For example, have you been to Italy? Have you been? Have you been? We don't say have you been, we say have you been to Italy? Yes, I have. Did you go there? Yes, I did. So if it's in the answer, it's stressed. This is the idea. I don't think we need to practice. We've done enough practice here. We can move on. So let's check our next topic here. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about phrasal verbs. And we also want to maybe review the present perfect simple. Okay, so of course in pre-intermediate we studied the present perfect. I think in some detail, we talked about it in some detail. Here we're going to talk even more about it, and we're going to cover a few things which we haven't in the previous course. But before we do that, let's do the vocabulary part. And here in vocabulary, we're going to discuss phrasal verbs. All of these phrasal verbs, by the way, all of them are related to travel. So they all cover travel. But maybe some of them are new, maybe. But what I want you to do is I want you to guess the meaning, okay? So this means if your guess is right, that's nice. That's good. If it's not right, no problem. So what? Okay? So this is what we want to do because we're going to check the meaning later anyways. So all we need to do is just guess. So I'm going to read each sentence and I want you to explain it to me or to say it in another way, which has the same meaning, okay? So let's start with the first one. Have you ever set off very early to go on a holiday? Have you ever set off very early to go on a holiday? What do you think this means, set off very early to go on holiday?
Maybe planning to go holiday.
Maybe planning. Okay, this is one good guess. Any other guesses you can think of? What do you think, Malak and Hajim, when you say, have you ever set off to go on holiday? No guesses? Okay, let's leave set off. What about this one, number 2? What's the best way for tourists to get around your country? What do you think this means, to get around your country?
To know more about the country.
Okay, this is a good guess. Know more about the country. Maybe. Any other guesses?
Maybe visit important places in the country.
Maybe, that's also correct. Maybe visit important places in the country. Okay. What about number 3 here? What problems do people sometimes have to deal with on holiday?
Deal with means something that you will happen, something that happened to you, or
Okay, so maybe
face something they have to face it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you when you deal with something, it means you have to face it, or you have to. Okay, sounds good. Sounds reasonable. Okay. And here, number 4, when it says, when people stay in a hotel, what happens when they check in?
Check-in means
Check-in means
get in the hotel.
yes, and give him the information.
Hotel.
Okay, so you mean
And
arriving?
give him, yes,
Arriving in a hotel?
And giving him information about like passport and something like that. To reservation.
Maybe sure about booking.
Yeah, maybe someone he arrived at the hotel, and they get his information, and they give him the room.
Okay. It means to start your stay in a hotel in a way, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about the checkout?
Checkout, this meaning leave the hotel.
So it means you've finished your stay and you want to leave the hotel.
Yeah. Not only hotel, even check out for the airport.
Okay, so this is the same thing with airports.
Yes.
Okay. What about number 6 here? Did anyone see you off the last time you went on holiday? What do you think this means? Did anyone see you off? Who can guess?
Maybe say goodbye.
Maybe say goodbye.
Yes.
Okay. Any other guesses?
I think what the Malak says.
Okay. And what about pick you up? Did anyone pick you up from the airport or the station when you got back?
Yeah, someone
drive
he
you.
will, yeah.
Okay, so this means maybe someone went to the airport to take you or to drive you back home.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe grab you.
Grab you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what about got back? When you got back? Got back from what? Got back from...
back, yes. From travel, maybe.
So you got back from travel, maybe. Okay. And number 8, have you ever had to put up with noisy people on holiday? To put up with something.
Put up means maybe sometimes when you at the hotel, the next room, maybe there's means deal with some noisy from the hotel, something like that.
Okay, but when you deal with it, can you do anything about it? Can you change it or stop it?
Yeah, I think.
Because with deal with, we usually say, you know, to handle the situation or maybe solve a problem or fix it.
You can't.
You think you can't when you put up with something? You
yeah.
can't.
Yeah, because you, both of you, you are the guests at the hotel, so you can't do anything with them.
Okay. And number 9, does anyone look after your pets or plants when you go away?
Yes, look after. If you have a cat or something, before you travel, you give this cat to someone how to eat and I don't know how to explain.
Yeah,
I know in Arabic, but I don't know in English.
Yeah, true what you said. Also, like what they say, the plants. Every time we travel, my mom gives the key for my brother or my sister, and they said, look after to my plants.
Yeah, so this is true. Yeah, people do this when they travel. They need someone to look after the plants, or if they have pets or something. Okay. And the last one, are you looking forward to your next holiday?
Maybe put plans for holiday.
Plans? Does it mean planning? Do you think it means planning?
No, for feeling this meaning.
You think it's a feeling, looking forward?
Yes.
What kind of feeling?
Are you exciting for your next holiday?
Maybe excited. You think, Hajar?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, remember that with phrasal verbs, it's not always easy to guess. By the way.
Yeah.
Phrasal verbs are, you know, they're tricky. That's their problem. That's why the question from the beginning, it's asking you to just guess. Because phrasal verbs, this is their problem.
Yeah, because there's most of them I know it, but I can't explain.
Yeah. But for example, even the new ones, they're kind of hard to guess if you haven't used it before or if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's quite hard to guess what it really means because the meaning is not always in the words. Do you get the idea?
The situation, the phrasal verb, it's about the situation you use the word.
If you can guess it from the situation, that's a good thing. It means you can guess the meaning. That's why all of these phrasal verbs are in examples, because this will, you know, it will help us guess what they mean. But for example, if you see them separately, like set off, get around, deal with, it's really hard to guess if you don't know them.
Yeah.
The situation, of course, helps. Okay, so now let's confirm our answers. Let's take a look at the definitions and the meaning, and we'll see how close or not we were. Okay, so let's take a look. So this is the list. These are the meanings. So if you see the word SB, this means somebody, of course, and STH, something, somebody, something. So set off, it means start.
A journey.
Yeah, start a journey. So for example, if you have a trip to Tunisia or Jordan or something, you can say we set off at 5 o'clock, or they set off. It means they started their trip. This is the meaning, set off. So to get around, this means to travel to different places in the same town or area or city. So for example, if you go to any country or any city, of course you need to get around. You need to see different places in the city. Your hotel, maybe cafes, museums, I don't know, tourist destinations, something, right? So this is the meaning here. Get around, it means to move around or to travel to different places in the same area. This doesn't mean travel from a country to country or from a city to city. It's moving around in the same city. Okay.
Yeah, we use it also when we miss something in for example, in our home. You say, "Get around, you will find it." Can use it.
You can say it's around here. It's around here somewhere. Yeah. Maybe. But maybe with the context of travel, where if you use it in the context
more suitable.
of maybe, yeah. And also it just means different places in the same area. That's the general meaning. So deal with, we kind of answered this correctly. It's just to solve a situation, solve a problem, or achieve something, right? And you can see the example here. I have to deal with a lot of difficult customers as part of my job. So I have to deal with them. You know, I have to solve their problems. I have to interact. I have to negotiate with them. I see what they want. I give them what I can and see if they're happy. If they agree to pay, that's good. If they don't, I try to convince them. You know, I deal with them. This is the meaning. Okay, so check in, check out is correct. You explained them correctly. So this is when you arrive in a hotel, you check in and you get your key or your card, and check out, it's of course the opposite when you leave. So check out. Okay, to see somebody off, this is, you know, saying goodbye to them. Yeah. So maybe you take them to the airport or to the station, and you can say bye-bye. This is the meaning, to see somebody off. Okay, and the example is good here. My parents came to see me off at the airport. We don't know if they drove her to the airport. I don't know. Maybe she drove herself. Maybe she took a taxi to the airport. But they came anywhere. They came anyway, right? They wanted to say goodbye or bye-bye to their daughter. This is the point here. Pick somebody up. I think this was also correct. We answered it correctly. It's to take somewhere to another place, to take them in the car. Can you pick me up at the station? So this is pick me up. Get back is clear. You return from your trip. It's clear. Okay, so we put up with, we talked about this a bit. Hajar said it's kind of like deal with, but she said with deal with, usually you change the situation or you solve it. But with put up with, you just accept it. Do you get the idea? Because you can't change it. Do you get the idea? So this is the major difference between to put up with something and to deal with something. To deal with something, you can fix it, you can change it, you can solve the problem, find a solution, right? When you put up with something, it means you're stuck with it. بالعربي كيف حتكون مثلا deal with something and to put up with something?
Put up with something.
يتحمل.
يتحمل, I think, is kind of like تتحمل وضعه.
Like when you have a noisy neighbor, you can't do anything with them.
Yes, in Libya, you really can't do anything, guys. You just have to, especially if they have a wedding and maybe it's their first son. It's a disaster. And you can't really do anything about it. I mean, if you talk about it, everybody will remember you as the bad neighbor who doesn't want people to be happy for their son. So you can't do anything. You just have to put up with it. So yeah. But deal with is a lot better because you deal with, you can you have more power.
You can manage. Yeah.
You can change something. You can maybe tell them to stop, or so deal with, it means you can change. Put up with, you can't. Look after is clear. I think you answered it correctly. It's to take care, I think.
Take care, yes.
Take care of something, take care of someone. So it's kind of clear. Okay, go away, you leave your home. This is clear also. Okay, look forward to something. I think one of you said excited. maybe Hajar or
Yeah.
Sana.
Hajar, yes.
Yeah, this is the meaning. To look forward to it means you're happy or excited about something that's going to happen. It's in the future. It hasn't happened yet, but you're excited about it. You're looking forward to it. Okay. So these are some examples here, which are in drawing the cartoons here. To set off, it means to begin, to start your journey. See off, you know, say bye. Pick up, it's clear. You pick up someone. And check in, you start or you begin your stay in a hotel. This is what you said, check in or check out in an airport. And this is what you said. You can also use it in airports. Get back home, not get back from to home. Okay. So you have to say get back home or leave home. We don't use prepositions before home. You get the idea? Get back home, go home, leave home. I'm at home. So home, usually we don't use a lot of prepositions before home. Okay, this is also an important rule. If you want to use look forward to, you can use a noun or a verb plus ing. So if you want to use a verb, you have to use it in the ing form. So you have to say, I'm looking for, you can say, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm looking forward to studying with him. I'm looking forward to taking an English course. I'm looking forward to traveling next week. Do you get the idea? If you want to use look forward with a verb, you have to put it in the ing form. Or you can use it as a noun, like here. I'm looking forward to my holiday. It's a noun. So it's up to you, noun or verb plus ing, but you can't use the infinitive. You cannot say, I'm looking forward to travel. I'm looking forward to traveling. It sounds a little strange, but it's a rule, so we kind of have to use it that way. All right, let's take a look at our next exercise. So, by the way, the lesson, if you take a look at it, it's called the tourist trade. Well, what do you think this means when we say the tourist trade? What does this mean? What do you think it means? Who can guess the tourist trade? Any guesses?
Tourist means the
Tourism, tourist.
Yeah.
Trade?
Trade.
What do you think it means when we say trade?
Trade.
Any guesses?
Like a figure, I think, a trade. Yes, the same. Trade.
Like figure? What figure? What kind
how
of figure?
many, how many of tourists visit the country or something like that, yes?
Trade, it means something, sell and buy.
Correct. Yeah. Trade is selling and buying, right?
Yeah.
So in reality, trade is like business, if you think of it.
Yes.
So when we say the tourist trade, it means like the tourist industry. It means like السياحة كاقتصاد or كbusiness or do you get the idea? So we're talking about maybe tourism, not from the perspective of tourists, but maybe more about the people who provide tourism services. Do you get the idea? Because even in the listening we're going to listen to now, we're going to listen to stories not from tourists, no, the opposite, from people who provide tourist services. Do you get the idea?
Yes.
يعني نبي نشوف القصة بالعكس، مش من جانب السياح نفسهم، من اللي يقدموا في الخدمات السياحية. People who
like work in company holiday.
Yeah. People who work in holiday companies, people who work in hotels, maybe tour guides.
Yeah.
اللي يخدموا في قطاع السياحة بصفة عامة حنسمعوا البرسبكتيف متاعهم وجهة نظرهم أو جانبهم هو اللي بيركزوا عليه أكثر من قبل العكس يعني عادة قبل من جانب السائح نفسه. But here it's kind of the opposite. So that's why we're focused on the trade itself, being a service provider. So now let's listen. We're going to, it says here, look at the photos of Megan and Clive. So this is Megan. Can you see Megan? In the first photo, can you see her?
Yes.
Yeah. And what does she do? What's her job?
I think here, guide.
Yeah, she's a tour guide, a hiking tour guide. All right. And where is she from?
Canada.
And from this city of Banff. Yeah. Okay, so this is Megan, our first person. And here we have Clive. Can you see Clive? So what about Clive? What does he do?
Hotel manager.
Right. So he's a hotel manager.
From UK.
From the
from
UK.
The
Lake District.
Lake District.
All right, so now we're going to hear them talk about their jobs, okay? And we're going to answer these sort of quick follow-up questions about after they tell us about their jobs. So let's listen to them talking about their jobs and let's find out. Let's see.
I'm a guide for a company that organizes hiking tours in the Rocky Mountains in Canada. I'm actually American, not Canadian, but
I can't hear. Is it stopped?
Me too.
You can't see the book?
We can't see a book and we didn't listen anything.
You didn't hear anything?
Yes, even me. I don't hear anything.
Okay, sorry.
And also we didn't see the book.
No, I see the book, but I couldn't hear anything.
See it.
You couldn't hear anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me change something. Okay, I think now you should be able to hear it. Okay, let's check if you can listen or not.
Track 19.
Can you hear that? Did you hear track 19?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a guide for a company that organizes hiking tours in the Rocky Mountains in Canada. I'm actually American, not Canadian, but I've lived in this country for about 3 years, and I really love working here. I've worked in the USA and in Europe, and I really enjoyed my time there too, but for me, there's nowhere like the Canadian Rockies. A lot of our customers have been hiking before, but when they get back to the hotel, they often say it's the best experience they've ever had, which is very satisfying. It's not always an easy job. You have to deal with difficult weather conditions, and sometimes it can be quite dangerous. Also, I have to put up with a few people who do stupid things. For example, 3 days ago, a guy set off on his own into the mountains without telling anyone. He got lost, then fell and broke his leg. Luckily, he had GPS on his phone and we were able to rescue him. Actually, I've just been to Banff to pick him up from the hospital. He can't do any more hiking, of course, but at least he'll have a good story to tell his friends when he gets back home.
My wife and I started working in the hotel industry 19 years ago, but this is the first time we've run a hotel in a touristy place like the Lake District. We've had this place since 2008, and I'm a bit fed up with it, to be honest. Running a tourist hotel is quite stressful, particularly when people complain about things. It can be difficult for tourists to get around in the summer because of all the cars, but I don't know why they complain to me about it. Also, some people think they can check in and out whenever they want. We have to clean the rooms, of course, so if guests don't check out on time, it makes life very difficult for us. Another problem is that one of us always has to be here. For example, my wife's gone to see some friends off at Manchester Airport, so I have to stay and look after the hotel. And because we're open all year, it's difficult for us to have a holiday together. We've been away a few times, but each time there was a problem at the hotel, so we had to come back early. But this December, we're closing the hotel and going to South America. We're really looking forward to it.
Okay. So, what do you think of their jobs? Do they have interesting jobs? Or not very interesting jobs?
Yes, I think it's an interesting job.
Interesting jobs, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see the first follow-up question, the first two questions. Do they like their jobs? What about the girl, Megan?
For the girl, they like it, but for the men, I think he doesn't like it.
So you think Megan likes her job, but Clive doesn't?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And what problems do they have in their jobs? I mean, normal problems, let's say.
They deal with different type of people, so it's difficult to deal with people. Sometimes do something stupid that what she said.
Yes.
Yeah, she gave an example. What happened?
The man he went to the mountain alone and broke his leg.
And lost. He lost.
He got lost after that.
Yeah. Then he broke his leg.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite stupid if you do that in the mountains, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one thing.
For the man,
Yeah.
For the man, he ran a hotel, so sometimes people doesn't check out or check in with the exact time. They check in or check out the time they want, so they get in trouble.
Yeah, he doesn't like that when people just check in, check out whenever they want.
Yes, and even he couldn't take a holiday with his wife.
Yes. Why? Why couldn't he take a holiday?
Because
the two of us, they ran his own hotel, so they can't manage.
Yeah, someone has to take care of the hotel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this is just a quick introduction of the topic we're going to cover in our next lesson. Of course, we'll listen again to Clive and Megan, and we'll also do this question. And after that, we will talk in detail about the present perfect simple. I mean, when you think of the present perfect simple, there are so many ways to use it. We're going to talk in some detail about 4 different ways we can use the present perfect. Sorry, not 4 ways, but these 4 different ways. Sometimes we use them for the present perfect simple, and sometimes use them for the past simple. So we need to decide which situations should we use the present perfect and which one should we use the past simple? Because there's always this close relationship between the present perfect and the past simple. So we'll talk in detail about this. We'll also listen about Louis and Veronica's restaurant in the Canary Islands. So they have a restaurant on the Canary Islands. We'll also hear about that. So that's our topic for next time, okay? So yeah, have a nice weekend, and I'll see you again on Saturday.
Okay.
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
You
Good
too.
night. Good
Bye.
Yeah, Saturday. Good night. Bye bye.
Bye.
Good night.